Hello! Today I am going to show you a historically inspired hairstyle, and the reason that I call it historically inspired, what I am going to do, like a fold up braid with something going on at the top, it is definitely something that I have seen in some pictures or ads from like the Victorian age, but I cannot pinpoint an exact year or so when they used this, and they often had, whatever was in fashion, they had something going on with these front bits, but I am going to do this super simple, and it will be simple for you to recreate it as long as you have enough hair. It will require some length, but yeah, it's historically inspired, but something like this could totally have been worn at some period during the time. Let's get started. So I'm going to first do a regular 3-strand braid. I am going to make it a little bit loose. I am not going to, I want it to not be super tight, but I also never pancake my hair, so just a not super loose and not super tight braid. So I am very interested in history. I am a happy amateur when it comes to looking at historical hairstyles and such. But one thing that I've noticed is that if you're trying to find modern tutorials for most of these hairstyles, they involve a lot of bobby pins. And I don't hate bobby pins, you are free to use them, but personally they are my enemy. They're not coming anywhere near my hair. So I decided that I am going to start recreating hairstyles with my own tools that does not involve bobby pins. So there will be more tutorials in the future, and what I will be using in these tutorials will be hair combs, U-pins and such. So some hairstyles I might look at a picture and try to actually recreate, and some like this is just loosely historically inspired. Yeah. So lately I've been watching a lot of historical dramas and looking at the hairstyles. Some are very good, very real, and some are just loose variations and awesome, so that is kind of getting me in the mood to do this. I did post a picture on this on Instagram a few weeks ago and promised that I would make a tutorial. So I am securing this with an elastic. Personally, I am going to remove this later, but you can choose a small elastic or whatever and leave it in. Or if you do want to get really historically accurate, you can use a piece of string or ribbon, braid it in during the last part and then tie it. Yes. So, as I said, this is a simple fold up braid. So I am going to fold it up at my nape. So just leaving it. I'm not going to make it super tight because then it will start quite high up, but something like this. And there might be some pieces here that does not look so good. I will just pin that later. So now I am going to take a comb. I suppose that you could use bobby pins or something, or just some other version of comb. So I am going to kind of hide this, but if you absolutely do not have something like this, I suppose that you could I suppose that you could use a hair fork and make your own version where you kind of kind of wrap the braid around and showing off the top of your pretty hair fork. Feel free to make your own variations of this, and please do tag me or show me the pictures if you do, because I love to see your recreations. So I don't want it to slide down like this. I have to So I am going to try to kind of hide the comb now. It's not the end of the world if you can see it. And I feel like you have a hard time taking me serious with a braid in my face. So it's not the end of the world if you can see the comb, especially not black on black. But yeah, that is kind of... So as I said, it's been a few weeks since I did this and I've only done it once, but I think that I kind of like wrap this in an 8 or something around the comb, and I am going to start pinning this down. So I kind of want to catch the end of my comb here to hide it a little bit. So my ends are kind of in a bit of a Houdini mood today. Don't do as I want them to do. Going to have a look in the mirror. And here in my mouth. So I think we want something like that, and we can just put one or a few more pins in there afterwards. So I am using both shorter and longer U-pins, depending on where I'm placing them and in what angle. Yeah. So now I am going to pull this little elastic out because I'm about to tuck my ends in and hide them, and they will kind of stay in place. So I am actually going to hide them underneath my braid. As I said, I will use a few pins in this braid too. So you can see kind of a lot the comb here. So we are going to pull this part of the hair a little bit over and pin it without making it look this loose and weird. Yeah, I had some trouble with this the first time too. Now the trick is, of course, to get an even look on both sides. Not have these little weird thingies. Okay, if I can just not have these, I think that it look kind of alright. So as I said, this is a simple hairstyle. It's basically just fold the braid up and kind of go around your comb in some way. And then the rest is just filling to make it look better. So the hairstyle itself is simple. So what I am doing is I am putting these U-pins through my braids, catching these parts that I want to tighten up, and then going through my scalp hair and then back up into the braid. Never mind these, just tuck them in and hide them here. So if you ask me, this is a hairstyle that looks good, both neat, kind of well into place, and I think that it also looks good if it's a little bit messy. And also if we are going to look back, when we see these photographs from like the Victorian age, these hairstyles, these long hair, often that's models. Just like watching a newspaper or something, it's mostly models. So the everyday working woman probably did not have as long as perfect hair. I've also seen ads for using hair pieces like braids and such to make certain hairstyles. So I figured that a working woman would have quite messy hair at the end of the day. Just me thinking about stuff. So I think that this is going to be good enough. The last time that I did this hairstyle, I decorated it with these. I'm going to show them to you. So these are vintage or antique mother of pearl hair clips. I'm going to put in a photo of what it looked like with them in. I'm not going to fiddle with it now because it took some time to get them right. And I bought these from Etsy. I have no idea where or when or what, where they're from or when. I have absolutely no idea from what time period. So if some of you have some knowledge, why didn't you let me know? Let's see if I can. So this is how they go over this little pin to close them. So if someone know when they did these type of hair clips, I would love to know. But yeah, that is it. If you did like this video, despite all of my rambling, why don't you give it a thumbs up? And let me know in a comment what you thought. Let me know if you tried it. And also, why don't you let me know if there's some hairstyle that you want me to try from some TV show or picture or whatever. Please write a comment here on Instagram or wherever. I will put some link down below. And I will see you next time. Bye!